Hello, Oni, are you planning to say something? Do you have a question?
Oh, sorry, it was a mistake.
Okay, okay. Yeah, you can just like put it down. So
I don't
like,
know how to do that. I'm not used to Zoom.
I know.
To Google Meet, so I'm not used to Zoom.
Yeah, I was actually completing between Zoom or Google Meet, Zoom or Google Meet. I'm like, okay. I've not really used Zoom for big Google Meet for big meetings before. So I use Google Meet at work. So for most time. So but I don't know. But we'll see how does it. But you can just like when people need to ask questions. So yeah, you just like use the raise hand. But if you're not asking questions, you
Yes,
can like
yes.
put it down so that I won't be like, okay, maybe you have a question and I didn't know. Joshua, do you have a question?
Oh, no, not really. We're just trying to say hi, so maybe I'll put it down.
Oh, okay. That's good. Thank you.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. Just try because this conversation, like we have people like we have beginners. I think I'm going to share like the statistics of different kind of people that registered. So and I want to try as much as possible to like I don't want to make it like a professional kind of um rigid conversation. I want to make it in such a way that everyone, no matter what your level is, there is something I'm going to say that is going to help you. So, sorry, just going to close my door so my son doesn't barge in. Yep. So, and that's exactly what I would try as much as possible to do to make sure that we're able to like cover most of these things. Yeah, I think we just have some few minutes to go and then we get started. Abiodun, how are you doing? Hello.
Hello.
How are
Mr.
you
Peter,
doing? How is
I'm
everything?
doing great. It's good to see you live after how many years? That's the time.
That's really good. Yeah, that's really good. It's really nice to see you.
And you know what? When I got your mail today, I remember one very funny occurrence. Maybe we talk about that.
I know. Yeah, yeah. I'm glad you can able to join. I'm really glad you can able to join.
LinkedIn, so
Yeah, that's good. I've really been like, even I was really scared, like, will I be able to do this today? because I've had a very, very busy week. I've had a very, very busy week at work. So we are working on some new projects, and so for a very long time, I've not been using React Native. So, but then we have a project that I need to use a new technology, even though I've been using React for more than 3 years now. So, but I've only used React Native on the very small side project. So at work, I need to like start building React Native project. So with that, I was like, okay, I was doing that. It was a lot of work, and we are shipping some new, I'm changing our infrastructure and everything. So, and this Saturday again, my son was starting his football academy. I had to take him there. So I was just like a lot of things. I'm like, God, I should have sent an email earlier before yesterday for everyone. So, but I wasn't able to do it until yesterday. I'm like, I hope it's not too late, because most people will not see the email on time or things like that. So it's really something. But I think we are going to have a nice time. I hope we have a lot of people that registered, but I think, yeah, Zoom can accommodate a lot of people. I have the professional upgrade, but yeah, I think if I'm not expecting like we have so huge amount of people register like that, but at least we'll see how things goes today. So I'll just like wait for 2 more minutes and then we're gonna get started. So just 2 more minutes. Yeah, I'm doing that, Joshua. So I'll definitely forward it to you. Okay, I'll forward it to you.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. Okay, so I just give people just 2 more minutes and then we're going to get started. I just want to like quickly send one email, just reminder to everyone, and then we go. Okay, starts in 1 minute. In 1 minute. It's good to see you, Glory. Really, really good to see you. Who do I need to mute? Sorry, everyone. I'm gonna mute. How do I do this thing? Okay. All right. Well, it's good to see you, bro. Okay, so I said 1 minute. Let me just like forward this email to everyone, and the background music. I just feel it's gonna be cool. I don't know if it's gonna drag my laptop or not. So, but let's see how it goes. If it drags my laptop, then I'm gonna switch it off. Okay, so yeah, so I just need to do this one thing. Okay, that's good now. Good. Okay, so we're going to get started now. I'm just trying to put my PowerPoint up so that then we can keep going. Okay, yeah, I'm definitely going to switch off this movie, this music, so that we don't get distracted. Yeah, with that, and also I need to stop some screen here. Okay, good. I think this is gonna be fun. So let's get started. I'm not sharing. You should be presenting. Present. Okay. All right. This is good. Okay, let me put in colors. I can see everyone. So yeah, if you have any question, just like put it in the in the chat, and then I'm gonna attend to it. So I've received everyone question, but what I try to do is like group all the questions to what I feel, because they're repeated questions, so I group them in such a way that I know that, okay, if this question is repeated, I just like, okay, this answer, we answered these other questions also. So that's exactly what I did. So, but if you feel like there is something I'm saying that doesn't answer your specific questions, or there's a conversation I'm trying to make, then you have a new question, just put it in the chat so that we can go. So, but then if we don't have up to 50 people, then I will allow maybe 2, 3, or 4 people to be able to ask questions directly, or just share one or two things. Like if you have something you feel like you can talk a little bit about, then I'll just give you maybe 50 seconds to just like share something. So I think so I can make it more engaging and interactive. So, but at least for the next 15 minutes, I'm just going to like ramble and just like give the presentation of what are all of the like things that I think will help. So majorly because to cater for people that are like beginners among us. So, and because we want the tech community to be very, very inclusive. There are a lot of people that don't really understand some of these jargons we say in tech. So it's not a bad thing. I also have been there before. Some of us that are expert or intermediates have been there before. So it's be a good thing to be able to like explain some of these things, all of these terms to those users so they can understand so where we are, and then we can move on from there. Okay, so yeah, so I'm just going to share my screen quickly, and then we can go from there. So yeah, if you are able to see my screen, just do the thumb up stuff. This is reactions. I can know. But yeah, people can see my screen. Yeah, good. Yeah, so that's fine then. Great. So it's good to have you all here. I'm so excited, like very excited to be sharing some of the things I've learned over the years with everyone. So, and the thing is that if you guys don't show up, this would just be like only me rambling to myself. It wouldn't make any sense. So at the same time, I just want to like thank you for just like making time to be part of this. So for me also, I think it's like it will be a lot of work for me. Yeah, because like I just started a new job, and then new job in tech, in a tech company, there is a lot of things to like take in. And then because we are building some, I'll call it like novel technology, so it's even harder. So just bear with me. I have to quickly like do some of these slides between yesterday night and today. Yeah, so as you all know, my name is PeterAyeni, and from Nigeria. So, and why I do break into tech is because when I started my career in technology then, and I basically started in 2006. So, and I was basically like teaching myself how to code. So, and the thing is that during those periods, technology wasn't really like so popular in Nigeria like that. So because it's really difficult to like reach, even having a computer is a little bit expensive and everything. But I will come to some of those stories later on now my journey into tech and everything. But for now, let's just like continue into overview introduction on why I do this. So basically I have like two programs I run most of the time. The one we are doing right now is called BreakIntoTech. So this is like to help people to be able to like take advantage of all the new opportunities in the tech industry. So, and the other one I do is social entrepreneurship, just to like help people to be able to turn their simple ideas into businesses. And why I do this is because I have had my own fair shares of struggles as a software engineer, as a technology person, and also someone that go from tech into making technology businesses. So, and also have opportunity to be able to like to win awards, to get scholarships, to be able to travel around the world for free, to be able to gain enough knowledge, you understand, which have helped me in my career. So, and I feel like if I have all this knowledge and all these struggles and I've overcome, I actually like teach other people to be able to like get all those things, because most of these opportunities, not everyone are able to get them, So, and that's why I did what I did. So you can follow me on all these social media platforms, which is really good. And if you want me to like, if you follow me and I'm not following you back, just shout out at me. Definitely I'll follow you back. So, so these are all the names of everyone that signed up for this. So you see, it's really massive, actually. So we have like, I had like 253 applications. So I did this yesterday. So it's about 253 people that applied. So these are all the names, and these are the common names. So I think Nigeria, we have a lot of people named Emmanuel and Daniel and Toby. So they're very common because I like the common names are bigger, and then we have every other names there. So I think your name is definitely someone here. So if your name is really tiny, that means you are unique, because not everyone answers your name. But if you are Damilare here, that means we have a lot of Damilares. So, and Isaac, and so that's it. So thank you all for coming. So firstly, like, what exactly is tech in the first place? What are we talking about? What's technology? So like I used to say, like, technology in itself, it can be anything. Technology can be the way, if you live with in the village and you see people process what they call gari. So the process of turning a cassava into gari, into fufu, into starch, into different things, those are technology process. You understand? So it could be anything. Technology can be applied to whatever. It doesn't have to be this thing. But in this context of conversation, we are talking about technology in terms of tech, in terms of computer. So everything we are going to be discussing here today is technology related to tech, related to what we do with your computers and your mobile phones, like information technology. So that is what our conversation is all about. So just like I said, technology is a sum of techniques, skills, method, and process used in the production of goods and services. So technology can be anything. So if you are working, you put process in place. So that is technology. You understand? So, and one thing about technology is that sometimes it's documented, and then if people want, like, if I come to let's say I was in Abeokuta for the first time, and I need to get from Abeokuta to, let's say I'm going to Kuto Motor Park. So someone else said, okay, we are going to Kuto, you go to you take a bike, you drop here, you walk here. So that's the technology process. So if I follow that process, I'm going to get to Kuto. So, and then if I go back to the UK and Wale now called me that, Wale, Peter, how are you doing? I mean, Abeokuta, I want to get to Kuto. How do you get there? Okay. Someone tell me how to do it the other day. Okay, Wale, take this. Then Wale take that process and do it the same way. It's going to get the same outcome. And that is what technology is about. And that is what computer is all about. So everything we do in computer, in tech, there is no mystery about it. It's just like processes that people have been able to put in place. And then wherever you are in the world, if you follow that process, you're going to get the same result. So in that context, also, we now have what we call information technology, which is like a derivation of a technology set to a particular domain, which is information age that we are right now. So computer, phones, iPad, tabs, IoT, robotics, AI. So all those things are like information technology, anything that is being aided by digital processes. So now there are a lot of questions about what are the things in tech, what are the things I need to know and stuff like that. You know, when we talk about tech these days, is this stuff on the computer a lot of people think about. Like all these code, what are they even saying? I don't even understand them. I can't do it. I can't code. I can't do that. But today I want to like demystify it a little bit and be able to like tell people that, like, someone asked a question like, do I have to code to break into tech? No. Like company like Google employ everyone. Like they employ everyone. That's what Google said. Like Google, like we employ everyone because software engineers, coders, tech people, they still need to eat. They need to wear their clothes. They need to have furniture in their offices. They have to have light on. They need HR. They need accountant. So all of these people also can work in tech. So I'm going to be like breaking down some of these sections of tech itself that I think in a broader note that people can take advantage of, not just coding and stuff like that. So we're going to look at web apps. What are they? AI, artificial intelligence, what does it mean? Design, data, cloud, IoT, that is the Internet of Things, products, marketing. So all of these things are like ways that you can be part of the technology economy. So let's just take it from the top, like design. In design itself, there are a lot of aspects to design. We have like graphic design. I started out in the beginning, early days, as a graphic designer. So I taught myself how to design and web design. So, and because it was just like easy way to get started in the tech during those days. And so graphic design gave me that avenue to be able to get started. So learning CorelDRAW, Photoshop, and all of these things. So, but right now, even design have become so huge. So it's not just about graphics design, or now we have what we call UI design. So UI design means that user interface design. You know, when you have a mobile app or a web app or a website or a web application like Facebook. So we now saw that web software engineers can't just be determining how design looks, because most software engineers are already good designers. So there is a new section of graphic design that branch out that is now what we call UI design. So there are people that design products itself, and then they can hand over that product designs, the engagement and everything, to people that can now turn them into a functioning code or app that we can use. And then in that section also, we have what we call user experience design. So a UI designer can say a button is here, like you use the red color, the typography, you lay out. Like if you look at this, what I lay out here, like it looks like I put all the elements of design in this thing because I have a H3 design background. You know, you have the hierarchy, you have the images, layout, and all those things. So those are design patterns. But if I take this page now and I want to make it in such a way that how will people use it, that is where user experience comes in. So user experience is how do we give a user an experience that they will enjoy when they are using our product. You understand? So user experience is more of user research. So, and under it also we have user-centered designs, in which you are designing a product, you want like, what is the problem of the user you want to design for? You understand? And how would they relate with your app? So you don't just like design your app based on what I think in my head, but based on what user needs. And then you test it with the user, you get the result from the user, and then you communicate that with your UI designers, and then they put all those interviews, all those researches into design. And then you can then test it back with your user and then hand it over for the people that's going to code it. So now we have the design sections, and then we have this code section. So the code section is, we have the web design, we have the front end, we have the back end. So sometimes people really like confuse web designing with front end and back end and engineering. It's because most web designers are not really like programmer. You don't have to be a programmer to be a web designer. Like you can use what we call Squarespace, for instance, to quickly put a website together. You can use WordPress CMS to put website together. So you don't need to like code it yourself. So we have all this what we call low code platform that you can usually use to do web design. Even for me in my early days, I do web design because I use Macromedia Flash. Then when Adobe Macromedia is still around, so Macromedia just help you to like, what you see is what you get, right? So as I'm designing my website, it's generating the code for me behind the scene. So there's still a lot of market for that today because there are a lot of like freelancers, social entrepreneurs like that want to build landing page and they don't have all the big pockets of startups or big tech company. And then they can just hire a web designer to like, okay, quickly put us together a landing page and then that can be done. So there are a lot of people that are making a lot of money in that sector, even on Fiverr or all of these other platforms that you can learn. So then we now have this front end and back end design. So these are like core of engineering, because in this section, like as a front end engineer, you like translate what a UI or UX designer have designed, then you translate them into a code that you write to the specification of your own organization design system. You understand? So everything is like custom design, custom built like that. And then there are a lot of front-end technologies out there. Like I'm still going to like touch up on that, especially for the expert here. So I currently work as a front-end engineer in my company. So I'm focusing more on front-end engineering, even though I still do like some backend. We use like Google Cloud in my organization. So I focus more on like front-end stuff. We have some backend engineers that work with me. So we have UI and UX product developers also. So also we have backend. So backend are people that build these services. So backend, just think about database, right? How do people access data, authorization, assessing your, we have authorization, authentication, all kind of service layouts. So services are backend based, and then backend also define your API, all of these things, and then for you so that the front end can consume all this data from the backend. So either of the places you choose, it depends on priorities. I will like just like take all of these words, graphics, UI, UX, web design, just like Google about them, learn about those things, what it entails to be those things. And then when you get them, you're like, okay, maybe I like this or not. And then you can find a way to try one of them out. So, and then we have the AI, artificial intelligence, and artificial intelligence is actually very broad. So under it, we have robotics, we have machine learning and stuff. So, which is really broad. And after that, we have data. So in data also, we have like data analytics. So we have data visualization, data management, we have big data also, because big data right now, we have like, the world is like producing a lot of data right now. So there are people that like specialize on data management and big data to be able to like, okay, make sense of all of this data that we're pushing out like that. For instance, during COVID-19, we have a lot of data coming in. People have like built dashboards and all those things. So those are part of like data analysis, data visualizations. So there are a lot of opportunities in those areas, and the job is really massive. So, and also we have like marketing, digital marketing, social media management, communication manager. So all of these things are really very essentials now. So don't say that because I don't know how to code, and what will I do? When I was working in Abuja, I worked for an organization as a communication manager. And so what I do is basically like, because I have tech background also, which helps. So help them with their branding, social media designs, so put communication template and things like that together and stuff like that. And they pay a lot for all of these services. So because even as a tech company, when you build your products, you need to sell it, right? So a lot of companies need digital marketers, they need social media managers, they need communication managers in the digital space. So if you have ideas of how all of these things fit together, you understand, then you can use your learn this because we use all this app all the time, Facebook, Twitter, Reddit, all of them, just be able to like understand how this platform works, the algorithm behind it, SEO, optimizing content and things like that to get traffic to the product I want to sell. So, and then we have IoT and cloud. So IoT does mean like Internet of Things, where you use hardware to communicate to things. Like for instance, we have these Google stuff here. So what that does is like an IoT, right? It's just like a device, like a speaker. I can speak to it, it can listen to me, I can say, okay, set my attendant and everything. So there are people that like do that. Now, if you look at a lot of refrigerators, TVs are now becoming smart. So there's a lot of opportunities in hardware designs and cloud computing. So if you want to like have interest in like cloud computing and networking, so I would just recommend you check out AWS, Azure, or Google Cloud. The three of them are amazing, but for me, like I've used AWS in my previous job. That is what we use most. And in my current job now, we use Google Cloud. So it just, I don't know, maybe the next organization I'm going to work for, I'm going to be using it as well. So, but then there are different companies and they're the leader in cloud, but then the technologies are almost similar. So you can, if you know one, you can quickly pick up the other. Okay. So this is like introducing us to like a lot of this technology, a lot of these things. It can feel like overwhelming, it can feel like it's a lot. And you have this question in your head, like, is it meant for me or just for some extra talented people? Like, can I do this thing? Like, and for me, I still pinch myself all the time. Like, all these guys that send things to space, like they write code that does these amazing things. How do they do it? Like, can I do it myself? You understand? And that's what I battled myself with for a very long time. So like, can I do it? Can I write code that can be used across the world, that can help people solve problems? Can I build things that other people can use and everything? And it's not much like second guess ourselves. Like, can I do it? Can I do like everyone is doing? Like, you heard about this amazing software engineers, they raise money, Zuckerberg. Oh, Mark Zuckerberg is very good, he's a genius, he built Facebook. You understand? Like, when we get all of these things, it can be easy to like get overwhelmed. But the truth is that why not? You can do it. So there is this movie I like so much, and I always like to talk about it every time I try to like encourage people to like do something new or something different, or to feel like you can do, or that it's not like trying to like motivate or psych you, but to just like understand the fact that everyone out there that are doing amazing things, like Messi playing great football, like yeah, there's some people that like special talent, they find these things natural, but there's some people that also like if they put the heart and the effort to it, they are able to like do it. And we have the same comparison. Like if you look at the way Messi play football, it's not like, oh, this guy is very talented. You understand? It's not as if he's superly built or tall or something. It's just like pure talent. But then if you look on the flip side of things, Cristiano Ronaldo is not a player that is like, have all the talent of football like Messi, but then he was able to like push himself beyond the limits. And look at what both of them are able to achieve. So that analogy just gives us the fact that, yeah, there can be some people that are like genius mathematicians. Good. But there are some, can be some of us that we are not genius, you understand? But we can put in more effort to like, I'm going to study and do it. And that is one thing I noticed about myself. So what I do is just like study more, because I know that there's some people in the class that when you teach them one thing, they grab it like that, pen. Like my son, for instance, when you say something to him, he just grab it and he never forget. Maybe it's because he's not thinking about anything, like he's eating my food for free anyway. So we're just saying, like, for me, every time I need to learn something new, I need to spend more time on it, because I don't have like the super power brain that will get everything. So if I have to read twice, I'll read twice. If I have to read 4 times, I'll read 4 times. And that is how it is. So you just have to like push that thing, push your memory, like push yourself harder a little bit forward. You discover that all those things, like the code that you see like is gigantic, is big, like how do they do it? Like all of these things are just like little things that comes together to become this ocean. You know, in last 3 months, I started a project, and the project have big so much, I've built it up. You know, like when you step back from your own code and you look at what you have written, you'll be like, wow, did I do this? And I'm going to talk a little bit more about this when it comes to imposter syndrome. You understand? So, but the point I want to take out of this place, if it's the only one thing you get out of this webinar, I think I will really be excited. And it's this. So there is this movie that I really like. It's a French movie. So it's called Ratatouille. So it's just about a rat that believes that he can cook. So, and then there's this very chef that is called Gusto. So, and one of the things that Gusto believes is that he said in this quote that what I said is true. Anyone can cook, but only the fearless can be great. So, and that's the truth. Like anyone, and there is this food critic that believe that nobody can cook. You are born cook or something like that, you know. And this Gusto is a very good guy. He wrote this book about cooking, and then this rat that is little smart, like pick up the book and started learning how to cook. So that just analogy to show that like anyone can be anything, just about the environment and the mindset to be able to do it. You understand? So, and that's the most important thing. And that's why I talked about code also. Like what I said is true, anyone can code, but only the fearless can be great. So the only difference between a great software engineer and someone average is just the mind to be able to put your leg in the water, and you're like, oh my God, I'm scared. And then you keep on doing it, and you keep on doing it, and you keep on doing it. You understand? So there is no one in the world that have all the codes from heaven, or like they have every algorithms in their head. No, no one does. And I'm still going to speak a little bit more about that as we go forward. So yeah, so this section is just like, I just try to like share a little bit of my story. And then we're definitely going to go to more interactive section and ask a lot of questions, because I see that we have a stable room right now, and then we'll move forward to that. So one of the reasons why I like that I share my journey and my story is because I know that it can be very relatable to a lot of people, and not just about relating to the movie title is called Ratatouille. Is an animation, Ratatouille. I'm going to Google it, and if I can get it right, and I'm going to share it. So, but I think it's called Ratatouille. Yeah, it should be. So I think it's called Ratatouille. So I'm just Googling it right now to see if I get the movie right. So I think there is a soup called Ratatouille, and then they make the movie. The movie in the name of that dish. So yes, that's it. Yeah, I'm right. I'm just going to like, I'll share the name, the corresponding with you guys. So yes, that's it. Thank you very much. Thank you for doing that, Eva. Okay, good. It's an amazing movie. It's really nice. I watched it a lot, like anytime I need to like just inspire myself sometimes, like because it just like give you some kind of motivation and everything. So yeah, good. So my journey into tech is a very interesting one, because I actually wanted to study medicine. Like from when I was, let's say from like JS3, I started like thinking that, okay, I'm going to study medicine. And I started like putting a lot of effort into like medicine. Like I really put a lot of effort into it. And I love it a lot, because medicine is like, it's really cool. Like I'm a science student, I'm really brilliant and stuff like that. And that is what I want to do. So, and then, so my SS1, my SS2, I represented my state in several Olympiad, mathematics Olympiad, junior science Olympiad, physics Olympiad, math Olympiad, cowbell competitions. Like I was like not really bad as a student then. So I was like, okay, maybe my path to study medicine is secure. But then, like after my secondary school, so I was advised that okay, I shouldn't do my jam immediately. I should just like wait for my results, stuff like that. So during that 1 year gap, that was where I met this engineer in Ilorin then, and he has this interesting lab that is not really common for like an end for someone to have a lab in their house where they do electronics and stuff and build things. So it was really fascinating to me. And for me, I've really like, because I went to Sheikh Abdul Qadir College in Ilorin. That is where I finished my secondary school. I started from Ogun State and then I transferred to Ilorin. So when I went there, when I was in Sheikh Abdul Qadir, I met a lot of people who are from higher institution. So we are engineers, doctors, and things like that. Because my school is actually between University of Ilorin, mini campus, University of Ilorin Teaching Hospital, and then College of Education, and IoT, that is Christ Department of Technology. So that really exposed me to a lot of stuff. So I've been seeing higher institutions and building electronic stuff. So I have a lot of interest in electronics. And because I did a lot of like, we don't do A levels in public school, but I have to do A levels, like teach myself to do A level because of International Junior Science and Biology Olympiad that I applied, that I did. So because most of the syllabus for Junior Science Olympiad are A levels. So I have to like buy Nikon and Parker. I've finished most of my, I think, YX syllabus in SS2. So, and then I was using biological science, biological chemistry. So even though like it was a public school anyway, but then because I was really very good and some of other guys in my mates, so our school was able to like sponsor us to like do junior science and biology, and then that would beat most of the schools in the state to go to national level. So which is really amazing. So, and what I want to point out from that is that I was really set on like doing this thing. But when I saw that man with what he was doing with technology and computer, we have what we call the Circuit Wizard. You guys can check it out. It's really amazing. Circuit Wizard is just this platform that they use to design electronics, electronics and stuff like that. So you can design electronics, you can design a 5-5 timer, all kind of things on your computer. It's like computer aid designs for electronics. You understand? So that was what I was doing then. And then his daughter, very good with computer, taught me how to use Microsoft Word and PowerPoint. And then I started learning how to code and how to design from there. And since I had that experience, I've never looked back. You understand? And the thing is that the year after I registered for my JAMB, but I remember I didn't go for the JAMB anyway. You understand? And that was how my journey to tech began. Just out of that curiosity and that encounter, I started teaching myself how to code because I don't really have that money to actually like go to. I wanted to attend NIT then, but then there wasn't enough fund for me to go to it. So I started like just like code, teach myself and everything. So what I did was teaching myself to code, go to cyber cafe, download materials and learn, download pirated software, micromedia and stuff like that. And that was what we were using to design Firefox and stuff like that. So I was doing that for like 3-4 years. I founded my own company. I think I was 19 then. So it's called Ecology Technologies. So I was like building websites for people, for churches, individual design flyers and things like that. And that was what I was doing. So until I then went back to school again. So went back to school, then I got immediately I finished my schooling, I got a job in Abuja automatically. So because I got a referral from one of my classmates that was already working in the big company in Abuja, and I was taken in immediately I finished my school. So from there I did 5 years in Yalian Press. Then I resigned, started working as a consultant for an NGO, and then found my own social enterprise business then in Billy. And then won some awards. Then, and I think Wale is here, was one that actually like tell me that, okay, Peter, you're working on this nice idea. And he saw this opportunity, Union Bank, why can't you just apply for it? And that was it. Like, I like, oh, that makes sense. And I applied for it. And then that was when I won Union Bank award, won #1 million. And then I was able to travel again with some of those things. So those are the journey into my technology career, and it wasn't like everything was step by step. So it was like I was just like trying to figure out what I need to learn at every particular stage of my career to just like push myself, because most of it, what I did were like self-sponsored, all right. So I basically started out like doing electronic stuff, computer repairs, assembly computers, doing networking. So after that, I moved to graphic design, doing graphics and everything. And then I moved to web design. Then I wanted to start, I was doing coding also because I learned Java and C Sharp. But then because there were not so much opportunity in Nigeria in coding much like that. So I was basically making more money from designs and web design more. So before when I get more opportunities, I'm making more money. Then I started like venturing to designing itself, like coding, software engineering, and everything. And then when I came to the UK, then I went to Flatiron School again. So, and the reason why I did that is just because to like validate myself, like, okay, do I know these things? So because when I went to Flatiron School, most of what they are teaching us there is what I've already know, you understand? But it built my network. It helped me to like know enough of people, you understand, in the country. And this is what I'm going to discuss more, especially for people that want to like get job abroad. So I'm going to give some of these tips as we move forward. And then I didn't graduated in Flatiron School since I even get my first job in the UK. So it was supposed to be a 3-month course. So I did 2 months, and then I got the job, and then I moved from physical campus to online campus, and I've not yet finished my training till now, but I'm watching anyway. But that's story for another day. So yeah, so that's my short story into tech. I know I've talked a lot about a lot of things. Before we go forward, like if you have like any question right now, just quickly put it on the chat, and definitely I'm going to allow some people to like and if you have question that you really want to like ask, you could just like raise your hand and let me know, and then I will allow you to ask that question before we go into the next section. So the first section I did now is basically for absolute beginners, just like introduce us to all of the talks and everything. So, but for most intermediate and experts, I'm just going to be asking your specific question. So that way I'm be able to like talk to everyone in such a way that it's going to be helpful for other people. So because if you ask a question, then it's going to be like helpful for other people too. So based on what we have done right now, if you have any question, if you are a beginner, if it's something that is not clear to you, if you really want to ask, just like raise your hand so that you can ask now. If someone want to ask question? Let me see. Can I see what they have? Okay, what advice will you give to a lawyer who wants to venture into tech and not code or do the tech stuff? Yeah, I think that's a very good question. So, just like I said in the beginning, like a lot of people think that to work in the tech space, all you need to do is like code. No, like for instance, now as a lawyer, there are lots of things. I'll give an example of a friend of mine. She's an accountant. So what she does, she has a platform called Techie Accountant. Yeah, I know some of you have known her. So she's a very good. So now she has this platform called Techie Accountant. What she's trying to do, she's not a tech person. She didn't study software engineering, but she just saw a gap that. Okay, I think I need to do this.
Ultimate person understand the question. Ultimate person understand the question. Let's move on. Then we can become also start a tech community. A tech community. Okay.
Can we move this? Can we mute? Thank you.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah, thanks. So All right, good. So now she has this platform called, okay, yeah, you can, yeah, if you can just mute the audio of the person because it's hard for me to see from all of these screens. So now, can you understand that you now create this platform called Techie Accountant? So what she's doing, just like learn a little bit about technology, you understand? And then she now used that to be able to like, okay, accountants, there is a lot of opportunity for you in tech space. You can even use technology to like hail your work and things like that. And that's what she's doing. And aside from that, there are a lot of tech softwares that accountants need to learn nowadays, you understand? So, and that's what he's doing, doing the training, and she'll be able to like create a niche for herself, you understand, in that space. So now for a lawyer, for instance, imagine like we have a lot of startup tech people forming businesses every day. They don't even know jack about law, businesses, and all those. Even for me, when I was forming my business, I was like, okay, Wale's sister is a lawyer. She was the one that was like, okay, help us put all these things together. You understand? So, and that is how it is. Like technology embrace every aspect. Think about technology as, what would I call it? Like, you know, in the beginning, in the 19th century, in Nigeria, then what it's called is like Ishiagbe. They were like, farming is our work. Like everyone would like, if you have a front yard, you should be able to farm. And that is how technology is it today now. You understand? So what you're trying to do is to position yourself to use technology as a tool to be able to carry out your own profession. So if I'm a tech person, I just need to learn a little bit about the tech space, about the technology space. You can do a simple course on Coursera about even how technology works, what's the internet and what are all those things, what are startups, what are they doing? And then look at, okay, how can I marry all this knowledge I have in tech or these tech people that don't even know anything about, like for instance, GPR, like there is this guy that was reported about using copyrighted information for their terms of agreement. A lot of terms of agreements today are just copied and pasted from other places. So this is a space that you can look into. I'm like, okay, as a lawyer, we can draft your terms of agreement for you as a tech person. So you just need to be able to like understand their language, understand their distance, go to technology meetings, look at what they are saying, ask them questions, and then see how you can plug your own idea, your own business into that space. So okay, Oni, okay. Yeah, so let me just go through. Okay, I'm happy I've seen a gap now. That's good. So I'm a medical doctor. I have started learning data analysis. My interest is to break into the oil industry. So I've seen your question before. I'm going to answer that. It's picked already. My question is, for beginners, my question is, how do I start a career in front-end development? Start some scholarship programs. I'm going to answer that. Okay. All right, so that's great. So yeah, I think that's good. So that's good. Okay, yeah, let's move forward. I think some of the questions that I hear are something I'm going to like answer later on because we have that. So now, how can we position ourselves for better opportunities in tech? So these are the things that I want to like talk about. And I think one of the reasons why most of us are here. What I'm going to say on this section are actually mundane things that most of us already know. You understand? But sometimes, you know, these things that we all know are some things that we don't really do. You understand? And it's just an example, like for this event, over 250 people registered, but then you see like maybe 10% of people are going to show up. And that is how it is in life. There is a quote that says that, it says that everybody wants to be successful, you know, but then it's actually few people that are doing what it is that will give them that successful result. So it now says that if you can only put like 20% effort into you becoming successful software engineer or in tech or in whatever you're going to do, you are still going to get that thing done, even more than every other person else. Because the thing is that people that are putting effort to be able to make their life better, I'm telling you, it's very, very small. very, very, very small. So that's what I'm saying, that what I'm going to say here is mundane, but what you do with it is going to make the difference, sincerely. So, and why am I saying that? Like, jokingly, sometimes I ask people, like, what are you doing right now to be able to make sure that between now and December, you can double your earning by 10% or 20%? You know, you have a lot of people put different kind of things they want to do. But the thing is that when it's December and you still post that same question to people, how many of you have actually done that thing that you said is going to increase your earning? You discover that most people have not actually done it. You understand? So, and that is how it is. Like, for me, I would say that when I changed my job from where I was working before to what I'm doing right now, I have over close to 50% increase in salary. That's what I have. You understand? Even like I have to turn down another one that is want to give me like 70% more than what I was, even more than like 100%. I have to turn it down because I don't want that kind of pressure on myself. So right now, it's not because I can't get a job that can pay me more, but it's just I'm not even saying that, okay, let me just slow down, guy. You understand? And don't over jump yourself. You understand? And that is what you need to do. And how do you get that thing done? It's about continually like developing yourself, like having the target and the goal. Like, this is where I want to be, and this is what you need to do to get what you want to get. And the point is this: there are a lot of people that are actually watching you. When you position yourself, like all these things I'm going to say now, so there are a lot of people watching you, and they're going to reach out to you. So you can make your life even more easier, that you are not the one hunting for opportunities anymore. The opportunities will just come to you because you are doing your work, you are doing your assignment. You understand? When you are doing that assignment, you are doing your work, you are pushing yourself on the daily, then you get it. I'll make an example. I shared recently when the guys at Auth0 contacted me that I should become a writer for them, and they pay us like 500 per article and everything. I was really surprised. Like, development advocacy is one thing that is reigning in the tech atmosphere. Like, a lot of people do it because it pays a lot and it's less work. You understand? So I was like, will I be able to get into this space and everything? But then I wasn't pressured about it. I was just like doing my own thing. I was writing my own articles. When I started writing when I was in Flatiron, then Flatiron demand that every week we write, is it every week? Every 1 month we write one article. So that was like the average they gave to us, 1 or 2 articles. And I placed it on pause myself when I was in Flatiron school to write 2 articles per week. And that was what I was doing. I was writing 2 articles every week. By the time I was finishing out of Flatiron school, I've been writing for 5 publications already on Medium in the tech space. So I was speaking with our CTO at work. So we were not like, let me go and check your Medium and stuff like that. And I went to my analysis. I've never checked it before. And I saw that like I've had like millions of people reading my articles without even know. And some of my articles were even like #1 on Google when we search. So I was surprised when the Auth0 guys, I wasn't even surprised anymore because your work is there and it's going to like speak a lot of volume for you. So at some point, you're not like applying for a job like every other person. Like this current job that I have, I didn't apply like I did for my first job. I was recruited. Like guys were like, do you want this? Do you want this? We have this. I was just like fighting over, and then the opportunity landed because we've put in the work consistently. So at that point, the evidence is there. They just like take it because every opportunity, every organizations out there are looking for people that are going to save them, solve their problem for them. You understand? So you don't want to make yourself a liability. You want to make yourself like a value. You understand? Then when you have that value, organization will bring you to the UK. I've seen I have one of the guys I trained some time ago. He's coming to Nottingham recently. He got a job with a bank. A friend of mine also was moved last year to join Revolut in London. So people are being moved from Nigeria. You understand? People are being moved, like companies are willing to move people and relocate them. You understand? But what do you need to do to get all those things? Is these mundane things I'm going to show you. Number 1, you need to learn. So learning is something that you are going to be doing forever when you are in tech, because tech space is this space that changes really, really fast. Like nothing is cast in stone. So you have to be someone that needs to be like what? To be a learner, continuous learning. And that is actually what you need to do. Then when you learn, you need to practice what you learn. So that is what we call active learning. You learn and then you practice what you learn. So when you practice what you learn, then you build what you have practiced to build projects. Because if I'm going to hire you, I'm not going to like, yeah, I'm a front-end engineer, I'm a software, this one, I'm an AI developer. Like, what have you done? What are the track records? What are the things that you have done that I can know that, okay, this person you are what you claim you are? Because I'm not hiring your title. I want to hire you. And then I have to relate that or equate it to someone, something that you have done. You need to sell yourself. You need to build projects. You understand? You need to build projects. You can't just use it by mouth. You need to like build projects. Even as a designer, in whatever, even if you are a social media marketing, there are so many ways you can do things. You can write, you can do a lot of stuff. You need to like do something to prove your work. Then you have to give back. So give back in this way is not like just like giving people money or giveaways. No. As you learn, you practice, you build projects, you also teach other people things you've learned, like writing articles, like creating a podcast, like sharing in communities, answering people's questions. You understand? You go to Stack Overflow, you go to Google Answers, you go to all of these forums, participate on LinkedIn, update your platform, things like that. Give back, do workshops like I'm doing right now. If you just learn how to code HTML and you are excited about it, share that excitement with other people also. You'll be surprised the kind of response you're going to get. Like, it can sound dumb, like I just learned how to write my name using HTML, and you blog about it and you share your excitement with other people. Because let me tell you something, organizations are not looking, they are not, people that know how to code are not short in the world. You understand? So don't think that you're not getting hired because you don't know how to code. No. There are a lot of people that know how to code. I was sharing with someone the other day, one of the problems that Andela have. A lot of us know Andela. Andela is this organization in Nigeria that they train developers and then they hire them to companies in the UK, abroad, and everything like that. So they start having problem because most of their engineers that they give to all these companies, they are just like, they're not like engaging in a way the organization, communication, all those soft skills, that people will naturally have. They don't have it. All of them can they are coding robots. They know if else, they know loop, they know all these things. But let me tell you something, learning how to code and knowing all technology jargons is not enough. Because even the organization you're going to work for, they're still going to train you anyway. As I'm still getting training all the time. My organization, they are training me. We do training all the time, even on little things, on big things. Aside from that, I still also buy resources to train myself. You understand? So, but organizations are not looking for code machine. They want you to be good anyway. They want you to know how to code, but they're not looking for like expert, the person that can code the best in the world. No. People that work with Google, it's not as if they're like the best engineer the world I've ever seen. No, but there are people that are willing, you understand, that can put all these little works, communication, speaking with people, building network, you understand, taking initiatives, ability to collaborate, to work with other people. And how does all those things shows? It shows in you being able to lead, take initiative, and make progress. And giving back can actually help you. You understand? Like when you write, people read your articles all over the world. It shows that you can express yourself. You understand? When you organize small WhatsApp group and something within your community to teach them importance of tech and everything like that. So something that you learn from this place, you can even take it further and teach other people or write about it. And that's how you push yourself outside. So another thing is like get training, take advantage of free learning portals and Google Developer Platform, Microsoft Developer Platform. So Microsoft, Google, AWS, these are the big platform in tech. They are the giants. They have the money, even Facebook. Now, these people are like looking for talent all the time. So they have all these communities, they put a lot of money, free resources. I'll say that this is the best time in the world like to be a software engineer, because you don't even have to have a degree. You don't have to like go to school. You don't like, if you know how to read and write, you could actually like teach yourself how to code today. It's even better than before when I started, because during my own period, there wasn't a lot of resources online like this. Now there are just so many of them that you can take advantage of. So if you can do all of those things that I've said, like you are able to learn, you're able to like give back, you are able to like do all of these amazing things that I've talked about, then you want to like get a job in the UK, or you want to get a remote job or things like that. We're going to go there, but then before we do, I want to talk a little bit about what we call imposter syndrome. So these 3 questions here are asked by people that are experts. So I really want to like touch a little bit on this, so that yeah, it will serve us, even some of us ourselves, a lot. So what I'm trying to say is this: imposter syndrome, it's something that is a conversation we've had in tech community all the time. And even at my workplace, we had a workshop on imposter syndrome, just like have conversation about it. You know, even people that are working in Google, Facebook, people that are building amazing softwares, still second guess themselves. Now, if you think that you have imposter syndrome, I think it's a good thing, because you are acknowledging that maybe I don't know enough. And that's a good sign that you are growing as a human being. So I we have problem, or people will start having problem when you think you know everything. So that is where someone can't even grow, because if you ever get to a point in your life that you think that, oh, now I know JavaScript, now I know everything Python, now I know this, then there is no room for growth. You understand? So, and it's even difficult for someone to like, you can't have all the algorithm, all of these things in your head at the same time. You understand? So all of us are just like trying to like learn something, you get stuck, you ask for help, you use Google, you use like, what do they call it? Documentations, even most programming language, all of them are documented. You just not like go there, okay, I have this problem I want to solve. How do I solve it? So imposter syndrome, if you have it, be okay with it, because it's not going to go away anytime soon. Definitely it's not going to go away. So it's something that is just pushing you in check to understand that, okay, I'm still a human being. You understand? I still need to learn better. I still need to grow. You understand? When you second guess yourself, it's a good thing. It puts you in check. You understand? You'll be like, okay, yeah. Because you even need to be aware of what you know. And for you to be able to know that, okay, this is what I don't know. So if you're saying that I know everything in React, then it's difficult for me to grow. So I'll be writing React for 3-4 years now, professionally. But then even me, I understand that, okay, I don't understand everything in React. You understand that something I still need to look up. Even sometimes I'm writing code and I want to like set up a simple state. I'm like, how do I do this thing? And then you have to look it up. You understand? And that is how it is. There is no crime in that. Even when you're a big software engineer, there is nobody that's going to be at the back of your head like, okay, be writing code and this like that. No, you're not going to be a code robot. But the most important thing is that you understand that you know when to ask for help. If there is a course you think you need to take it. If there is a new trending thing you think is going on and you don't know about it, ask people, read article. And when you learn, you to write about it and give it back to other people to be able to find those things. So there are some technology I don't use currently. Like for instance, in the early days, I used to use Python and Ruby, but now I've been using JavaScript for more than 2 years. So I've written a lot of articles on Ruby, on JavaScript, on Python. So if tomorrow I get a new job and said, okay, I will start writing Python and Ruby, I'll just need to go to my article. I'm like, okay, and then brush up on them and also read on other people's article. And that is how we all do in the technology ecosystem. So if we get the imposter syndrome out of the way, we all have it and it will never go away. Just try to manage it. Don't be too paranoid. And embracing imposter syndrome doesn't mean that you should be second guessing yourself. Be confident in yourself. You understand? Be confident in what you know. And that doesn't mean that you should be like proud about it. Just like show confidence, like I'm confident in myself. Not like pride, like I'm the best or I'm the greatest, So just like be humble, but then be confident in the knowledge that you have, because that is what most people that you want to hire you are looking for, because they're looking for confident people. They're people that can speak up in meetings, you can engage them, you can disagree with them, you can turn the table around, like, okay, oh, like my company I just joined now, I've changed so many things. And that is why they hire you. That's what they want. They want you to come and then challenge everything that they have. This is not better enough. I think this is good. And then you can prove yourself that this is why I think we should do this. And that is exactly what a lot of us in most African software engineers don't exhibit, because of our culture, sometimes we're just like too conservative. We don't want to talk, we don't want to offend people and everything. So if you want to work abroad, don't think too much about the Nigerian way of things. You understand? Shake yourself up a little bit. You understand? Like, shake yourself up. What I just want is be sincere with your knowledge gap. I know HTML very well and CSS. JavaScript, I'm like this, I'm not so good. Let them know. Then they will hire you and then teach you JavaScript. And then because they know you are good at one thing, but then all your soft skills are at par. You understand? They like that. So now getting a job in the UK, there are two ways, because number one, you want to think about, okay, if I want to move to the UK, or you want to work remotely in the UK. So those are two different things. What I would advise for a lot of people, like right now, there is this visa that is called Global Talent Visa in the UK. Just like what Saudi Dubai are doing, is the same thing that the UK is doing. So they give you 5 years visa as a software engineer, or you are working in tech, you understand? So, and then you are able to come here and get a job. So they call it Global Talent. There is a particular company that handles it for UK. They are called TechNation. So I'll just put it here it's called TechNation. You can look them up. So they are the one doing this stuff called TechNation. So why they are doing it is because in the UK, in the next 2 years, 3 years, there will be over 500,000 shortage of software, web developer, web designers in the UK. And they are trying to meet up with that gap, because UK is one, like I'll call it a startup nation. There is a lot of technology startups coming up in the UK every day, and with a lot of funding, lot of money backing them up. You understand? So there is a lot. So check out the TechNation stuff. It's really, really very good. Yeah, so another thing I would suggest for you if you want to get a job in the UK is this. After everything I've said, like build a project and then look at all the organizations in the UK that you really want to work for and build a network with them. You understand? Engage with them. You understand? So you should have a professional social media platform. It's very, very important. I will beg you. Like, if you have your LinkedIn for professional purposes, use it for professional purposes. If you have your Twitter for professional purposes, use it for professional purposes. Like for me, for instance, I don't use my Facebook for professional purposes. That is why I have fun. I play, we abuse each other, we have all these things. Make it like that. And then my Facebook is hidden from the rest of the world. And you can do it in your settings like that. So you take your Facebook, it's not indexable by Google, it's not searchable, nobody can find you out where you are because you're having your phone there. You understand? So your people don't know that you go to club or you can post everything there, your phone thing. So manage that well. Now your professional platform, choose the one you want to use. I would recommend LinkedIn. LinkedIn is very professional. And also I would recommend maybe Twitter. I don't really use Twitter so much, but I have a lot of followers there, but I just use it one day. I'm not always there, but it's a very good place to just like have a professional profile too. You understand? So Twitter and LinkedIn, very, very good. So if you want to like use Instagram, I don't really use Instagram for professional stuff too, but if you use Instagram for like your personal brand and things like that, so keep it as that. You understand? So But if you want to have some other account that you want to use for different purposes, to that, because one thing about it is that these guys here, they take social media and all these things, like they take it very, very seriously. You know, so they're going to index you, they're going to check it, they're going to like scroll past a lot of things you have posted 2-3 years ago. You'll be surprised at what they're going to find out about you. So what you are trying to do is try to protect yourself. If you have your LinkedIn or anything, like go and clean up your social media, put it in the appropriate place. If you start looking for opportunity abroad, it's very, very important. So a tweet, a comment, a statement you make that you may think that won't offend someone, they may not take it. You understand? And because of our culture too, our culture and everything, because we are mostly Africans here, you understand? I can say this because especially people that like, you don't like gay people, you don't like LGBT and everything, maybe for religious purpose or not. So all those conversations, keep it to yourself. You understand? Yourself. Because in this place, they are trying to build a culture of diversity, giving people opportunities. Even for Black people also, they're trying to like give more Black people opportunities also. So now, if you have all those religious feelings towards people of different sex and things like that, don't go online on your LinkedIn and on your Instagram, Twitter, posting or tweeting or retweeting something that anti these people. Just keep it to yourself. As in, if it's the only thing you are going to take out of this thing, keep it to yourself. It will save you a lot. You understand? So if you're having that conversation within yourself, with your people, it's okay. And if there are people where people are commenting on this thing, don't comment there. You understand? But then if you have your Facebook like blocked out, nobody can index and search you, and you can change, maybe use a different kind of name. You know, this account is not associated to my professional life. So you can do that also, you understand? And that is going to like help you a lot. So if you clean up your social media platform and everything, you set up a professional this thing, talk about things that you care about. You understand? Talk about your work. Talk about things you're doing. Talk about your project. You understand? Build professional network with all these organizations. Send them, like on LinkedIn, craft a small letter, tell them you like what they're doing. If they release a new product, hide them. If they release a new article, read it, like it. You understand? So getting a job is like courtship. You understand? You need to like show them that Revolut, I have interest in you. And then follow them up like that. You understand? Even when you have not applied yet, court them, let them see you. And you don't have to do it for just one company. If you have like 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 companies you are targeting, do the same thing for them. Like court them, follow their tech. If there is someone that is doing the kind of job you want to do in the company, follow them and everything. And then when there is opportunity that is coming up in the company, send your this thing to them. By the time they are doing interview with you, they already know you. They have seen your track record. They have seen that like this person that from Nigeria is always liking our job. Is always, maybe you, when they tweet something, you retweet for them, or you comment responsibly like, okay, this is what they are doing. This is good, or this new design is nice, or this new product is okay, or you can this thing. So these are the things that you can do for them. And then sometimes some people do like, you can do improvement projects. Like if you have this organization I want to work for, you could like, okay, their landing page is cool. You could write a simple page like, okay, how I think you guys can improve your landing page to get more engagement. It may make sense or not, but it's the efforts that they're going to look like, because every other people are just going to send their CV, but you have taken a one not touch. Now, about remote job is also the same thing. So for remote job, everything is all about accountability. A lot of people are scared of, if I give a Nigerian the job, is he going to run away? Is he going to deliver? Some people have had a lot of nasty experience. People don't come to meetings. People say that there is no light, there is no this thing. So that's why it's very hard in that space sometimes to get remote job from Nigeria. Even though I have some friends that do it, but sometimes it doesn't last so much. You understand? Because of the thing, there is no light, there is no this. But it's not as if that it's impossible. It is. You just need to be in the right network and do what I said you should be doing, like building this network. Because imagine if you have built network, you have built relationship with some of these people, and this person is like, okay, I can vouch for you, I can recommend you. Or like you know, okay, this person is doing very well. Like, PeterAyeni, I'm applying for this job. Okay, you know Peter. Okay, Peter is in the UK. Then can you? So you have to place yourself in a position that someone can stand for you. You understand? Someone can be able to like, okay, I can recommend this person. I know him for so that you do a good job. Then when you get that recommendation and someone abroad, like, okay, no problem, let's give him a try, and things like that. And there are like a lot of opportunities. After this, I'm definitely going to share what I call resources with you guys, with everyone that attend this. So the resources are going to include learning resources, going to include websites where you can get genuine remote jobs. There are a lot of them. You understand? So I think those really help. So for people that are like trying to go into coding itself, I would say that Google is your friend, seriously, because Google and YouTube are this platform that have everything that you need to learn about coding, technology, and every other thing. So, but then you just need to like add this icing on the cake on yourself, like building your own self. You understand? And don't be scared to like apply for opportunities. You understand? So, and when you actually apply for this UK job and everything, you're going to get a lot of no's, 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 no's. Don't let that deter you. A friend, one of the guys that finished in Flatiron School in Chicago, because he saw I'm an alumni, so he sent me a message like, okay, Peter, what is the tip you are going to give me to be able to land job as a new front-end developer or as a new software engineer? So I said, there is one thing I'm going to tell you, and that's the truth. Apply to jobs shamelessly. Like, don't be ashamed. I applied when I was trying to get a job. I applied for 100 jobs a day. Like, that is how shameful I apply to jobs. 100 applications every day. You understand? And it's very easy for you to do. On LinkedIn, I've put all my CVs automatically there. So they have this LinkedIn quick job apply. So there are some jobs that use quick apply. I just like quick apply, they pick my CV, it's already bundled there, they send it to them. So for the other ones that need me to be able to like write on their website, I put all those ones to weekends. So I'll just go to LinkedIn in the morning, every quick apply, if it is 20, I just applied. Then I go to the ones that I know that is not quick apply in the night, I'll now do those ones. You understand? So don't say that because I got a no now, you're depressed. No, you're going to get so many no's. That is how it is. You're going to get so many no's. But then when you get a no today, maybe you apply for 5 today, you get 5 no's, send 10 tomorrow. If you get 10 no's, then tomorrow send 20. So out of that 20 now, maybe you get 2 or 3 years. So out of that 2 or 3 years, they will interview you, like, okay, maybe first interview, they didn't reach out, you get back to you. Then the next day you apply for 30. Out of that 30, 3 people get back to you. Then 3 of them you do first interview. Maybe 1 of them get back to you. You move to another level because the interview level is like, I think 3 or 4. You understand? So you're going to like go from level 1, level 2, level 3, level 4, level 5, and things like that. So yeah, so I think that's it, definitely. And now we're going to I'm going to stop this sharing so that we can have better conversation now and answer most of the questions that we have here. Yeah. So yeah, I think I've said a lot of things right now. So did I see someone raise their hand? Yeah, so go ahead, Aaron.
Hello, everyone, and thanks for the great talk. Can you hear me?
Yeah, definitely can hear you.
Okay. So thanks for the great talk. I'm in boot camper. I already finished from Microverse. Before I finished the curriculum, I got a job just like you were saying. So one of the things I took up from what you said is putting yourself out. In Microverse, you are mandated to write at least 3 before you finish. But even before I finished the 5th section of the course, I already had 4. I think that was how the first job got me. But since then, my first job, I think I'm having had issues. They overestimated my experience. So the project I'm currently working on is very, very hard. Is a steep learning curve for me, especially AWS. I'm kind of having issues with them. So I started applying immediately. I noticed that, and the rejection I've gotten, honestly, is very new to me, and I was very depressed, just like you said. But one of the things I will take out from what you've said so far is putting yourself out there, and I'll try to work more on that. Also, on the one you mentioned, getting job in UK, most of the jobs on LinkedIn, they might say it is remote, but most of them will tell you remote for local, within the vicinity of, for example, UK. So how do you like identify the one that is fully remote and the one that is geographically remote? That's my question.
Okay.
Thank you.
Aaron, I really like what you said. I like your sincerity about what you said. Let me tell you something. When I got my first job in UK at Previsico, so the job I got, right, it was, front-end engineering, they are doing React and we are doing AWS. So when I started, I was building a dashboard for mapping. I've never done map in my life ever before. I've never done it.
My thesis was, I was working on graph.
You understand? So I've never done map before. So what did I do? So immediately I started, so what I do is this, I've never done map before. Map with React is even harder. Like if it's like map, like Google Map, we're not even using Google Map. We're using like an open source library, Leaflet. So, and open source library doesn't have a lot of documentation and it's very difficult to work with and everything. So it was really hard. I can understand the position where you find yourself, which can be really, really crazy. And our backend was built with AWS. And sometimes that is how our life is in tech. Like you are doing something and then you are learning as you go. So I have to teach myself how to use map, how to use all of those things. Even if you look at my Medium, I wrote an article, how to use map with React Leaflet, because I spent a lot of things to be able to know how to do that. And then I have to write about it so that other people can learn. And that's the thing. So I really feel your pain and why you went through all of those things, you understand? So, and that's why I said before, know what you know, be sincere with your people that are going to employ you. Don't be in the because I'm in a hurry, I want to get a job. You now lie, overestimate yourself. I'm not saying that you just be comfortable. This is my job. When I changed my job, I have an offer that was ready to give me 100% of my salary in Previsico. But I knew that I'm not ready to take that, because with more money, I know that, I will enjoy the money anyway. You understand? But then the pressure on me will still be too much. So I don't want to put myself in that kind of situation. Then I turn it down. Even the job I'm doing right now, the money is still huge, but at the same time, the pressure is not it's not unbearable. Definitely, I'm doing React Native now. I have to learn React Native, but it's not bad because I've done a lot of React in my life. So picking up React Native was just okay, I've done it before, but I can still pick it up. You understand? So I understand you very well. So I think when it comes to remote job and getting this job, they will tell you that they want it remote, but you have to be in the country. I work remotely. I'm in the country. So my office is in London. So sometimes when we have extensive team meetings or we want to define some new architecture, I need to be with my team. That's when I go to London. So I go to London once in a while, once in a month or something. But most of my job, I work from home. So, and then my company can also, we have what we call working vacation. So I can travel for 2 weeks and still work on the road. You understand? But then don't let that deter you that you won't get a job that will say that you should stay. Now, I can go to Nigeria right now and spend 2 months in Nigeria and still be working here and be getting my salary. Now, why? Is because of relationship. It's because why people don't give job for people outside their country is because of relationship. And that is what you really need to build. You just need to build that relationship. So don't beat yourself up Even senior software engineers get rejections. Everybody gets rejections. I get rejection. I was tired. If you even read my article, you can, like, you are even going to laugh. You understand? There was a place I went to. I did an interview for 5 hours. I did first stage, second stage, and then I went to their office. I did 5 hours. I was living in the country. 5 hours interview, drilling, coding, discussion, architecture design, everything. They didn't even send me an email that this is how you did. They did not get back to me again. You understand? So that is how difficult it's gonna be. But because that this thing, we have like, either we gain it or we die trying. And the issue is that when you continue to do it and continue to put effort, when you get the results you want, you even forget. You know how much they're going to pay you? Your 1 month salary, you forget you have ever applied for a job before. You understand? So because of that, so don't be dejected, like because of the fall back by the road and everything. No, everybody experience it, but then keep going, and then it's gonna pay off. Are they okay?
Yeah, thank you very much. You did
Yeah.
justice to that. But the question is how to identify the fully remote one from the geographically remote ones.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, if they tell you that this job is a remote job, if you have built, the reason why they're looking for someone in local is because they are looking for trust. So if you have built a trust with the organization, they can take it a little bit further for you. There is no step in what I call it, in the process of getting a job that cannot be reversed. I'm not talking of, like, people pray that God make me the qualified, the unqualifiable. I'm not trying to be religious here, but it's possible. It happens to people. And it can happen to you. Why will it happen? Because of relationship. You understand? Like, we've known I don't know, he's been consistent on our Facebook, he's been this. Like, let's give him a benefit of a doubt for a month and let's see. So don't say that it's not impossible. So if your job is remote, just plead your case, like apply for it. I have a lot of people that, like, when they apply for international opportunities, like you apply for Oxford and things like that, and you don't have IELTS. And people like, I won't travel abroad because I can't write IELTS, and then you stay back, they apply for anything. Why there are people that are appealing to universities that I've been going to school in Nigeria from primary, secondary, university. I've been speaking English all my life. Why can't you waive IELTS for me? And they waive it for them. So it's just that sometimes we don't even take the effort to ask people, like, even they waive up to application fee for some people because they ask, like, guy, I'm broke, I can't pay your application fee. I think my wife then, when she was applying for Oxford, she applied for a waiver and they gave it to her. So because it's like, just actually, like, I can't afford it. So one thing about here is that when you're coming from our part of the world, sometimes we feel like if we hide ourselves, that we are going to feel good. No, just tell them your situation. There is someone that I sent a link to apply for this Coursera. Coursera and Facebook come together to do a course on social media training. So you have to pay for it, but then there is financial aid. You understand? I have applied for financial aid on Coursera before, and I put 0, and I can't pay anything. And I explained to them why, and I was giving. You understand? But now I don't apply for financial aid anymore. I've bought course of £500. I've bought course of £1,000 because now I can afford it. You understand? So if you can't afford something, you tell them, like, I can't afford it. For most of my life, I've used Adobe piracy, Adobe crack Adobe in Nigeria. Now I pay for license Adobe. And it doesn't remove anything from my body because I can afford it. So if I'm using crack software now, it's like, it doesn't make, even for me, I know that it doesn't make sense because you can afford it. You understand? So if you can't afford it, like if you want to pay £500 for Adobe every month, I'm in Nigeria, like, how much am I earning? So you just tell them, I can't pay. Can you waive this thing for me? And they will look about it. If they can waive it, they waive it. If they cannot, that means it's not your company. You understand? So just make your case in your application. Tell them what you can do. If they say that there is tell them, okay, put me on trial give me half salary for 3 months probation and see what I'm going to do for your company. Sometimes you just need to go out of your way, like, because you are just sure of yourself, think beyond this thing. So let's just move to the next question. Are they okay?
Okay, good evening, everyone. Good evening. Thank you so much for the wonderful session. Can you hear me, please? Okay. Although me, I'm not a tech person, but like you said, that we can make technology a tool to enhance our business or whatever we do, any sector that we belong to. So how do we really like whatever we do, like how do we really use technology? Like how can we really use it to solve problems in our sector? How can we really, like, how can we get to know what we can use technology to do in our work, in our business?
Okay. All right. So I think for this question, what I'm just to say is this. There is this thing they say that if you don't know what you are looking for, you don't know what is lost. So if you don't know what is lost, what is missing, you don't know what to look for. So on my table right now, because I don't know if something is missing, maybe Jason have come here and picked something, I don't know. So then I want to pay for something online, like, oh, where's my card? Where's my token? Jason, have you played with my token again? Then I start to look for it. You understand? Because now, if you look at your business, like, okay, what is the problem I want to solve? If that problem have not come up yet, to know that, okay, technology will solve this thing for me, there is no point disturbing yourself for it. You understand? So, and that is the way it is. So first, when you're having a problem and then it's like, okay, how can we solve this thing? You try this and try this, and like, okay, maybe we can use something. Then maybe technology can help us or do something or something like that. And that is how the curiosity comes. Curiosity comes from when something is really missing in your business. Like, okay, maybe I want to get more clients. How can I use Facebook to get more clients? How can I use Google optimization? How can we use blog to get more clients? How can we use this thing? How can we build an app? Can an app help us to reach more people, or an e-commerce store? Things like that. Then we start having that conversation, then like, okay, can you do this thing? And then who can we consult? Maybe because a tech person and everything, how can we use this to this and that? And that's one thing like this Mama Money is doing now, which is really cool, that e-learning platform. She's not a tech person, but she just feel like, okay, oh, maybe technology can actually help us to be able to teach more people how to learn trades. And then you record all these handiwork crafts and put them on YouTube, put it on our app, and then people can learn from them. So sometimes necessity of like, when you have this problem, like, I'm hungry. And then like, hunger, then how do you solve this hunger problem? And then you start to think about that. Odunayo. Odunayo.
Sir, can you hear me, sir?
Yeah, I can hear you. Go ahead.
Thank you very much, sir. It is a pleasure to be here, sir. My number one question is like the section concerning giving back to the community. I've tried in my school here, I've tried to like teach people about what I have learned so far in terms of HTML and CSS.
Yeah.
But one thing I discovered is this: some people don't see it as an advantage, so because it's free. So now that I'm a little bit like I'm learning React now. So I'm thinking of organizing a boot camp, but this time around, I'm thinking of maybe adding like a token so that people can see value in it. Is it a good idea? That's number one question. And then number two, sir, I'm currently in my final year, So, and I'm planning of going outside for my master's. So like the opportunities, like the scholarship that you mentioned the other time, like the visa stuff, is there a particular visa for like people that want to do masters in UK and also want to work over there? Thank you, sir.
Okay, yeah, that's good. So now I'll quickly answer your question. Number one, about asking people to pay token for knowledge sharing is very important. So there is nothing wrong with it at all. Because now if you ask people to pay, if you feel like they're going to perceive it as more value, let them pay for it. So some of the things, the training I do, this webinar I'm doing right now, is something that a lot of people like charge money to do. You understand? And there's a reason why I don't charge money to do this. because I don't depend on this to pay for my rent or my house and everything. No, like I I'm very okay, like very, very okay. So my life don't depend on it. Like not even if I put like money on it for like people to take it seriously. Yeah, yeah, it's something, but then I still don't like I have people like they are handing up to 300,000 a month, and then they are still doing uh this kind of thing, and they still put money on it and stuff like that. But the reason why I could afford to do this for free is because I feel like I've received so many things. Like I've got scholarship of more than $30,000 for free. I've gotten like not one time, not two times, not three times. Like I've gotten several times. So I've gotten so many things for free, which I think are very valuable. So, and I think that I can give things back also that are valuable for people. But that doesn't mean that if you want to take it further, you should do it for free, like I'm doing, because yeah, I can afford it. Maybe if I'm not earning so much or I need financial thing, I will still like maybe let people pay for it and everything. So if you think that people will have value to for what you are teaching them, put some money on it, and that is good. So another thing I would say is that when you're doing your online, your boot camp in school and everything, try as much as possible also to project your work. You understand? Share it in your community, put it on LinkedIn, share it with other organizations. Like I know Auth0 that I'm just writing for now, they have what we call ambassador program. So they sponsor all this local community. They can give you funds for space, for other logistics you're going to need. So Google also do it. Facebook do it. All this Facebook developer program, everything. So learn about them. They do it. I've known a lot of people that start all this community advocacy in school, and now they work for Microsoft and everything and build their network. You understand? So you can do that. There are a lot of people that do it, like student ambassador stuff and things like that. So look out to all those opportunities. On masters, I think UK is the best place to come and do masters right now, because after your masters in the UK, they give you 2 years visa extra to stay, which is amazing. So I know some people want to like go to Canada and everything. Canada will deny you admission. Like 90% of, I was talking to a friend of mine in Canada 2 days ago. 90% of Nigerians are being denied admission just for no reason. You understand? So the UK is the best place for your visa, and there is no specialized visa for come for master in UK. Just get your admission. But then on scholarship, every school have their scholarship. I normally have webinars where I talk about opportunities abroad and seminars. And I don't like delve into that very much, but just look out for it. That sometimes I discuss some of these things. Some of you have known I talk about it a lot. So, but the thing is that if you're applying to travel out of the UK to do your master, this is the best time for you to do it. Because after your 1 year master's, you can get 2 years extra to work in the UK. And then after your 2 years, you can decide whatever you want to do. And another thing is this: if you want to go to Canada as express entry, coming to the UK give you a lot of advantage, because UK master will rank you up. There are a lot of people in Nigeria now that have been on the ranking for so many years and they have not been called. I have people that come to UK do masters 3 months after they have been called. Why? Because UK master is going to pump your points up very well. So that is the advantage a lot of people come. People come to the UK, do their 2 years, the masters, and then apply to Canada or other countries, because UK master is very, very good, and then it's rank you up, and the UK visa on your passport is something. So every travel you even travel, it adds to your points. That's why a lot of people don't know. Like you travel, you do all these things, it adds to your quality of your points, even on your passport. When I was trying to travel the other time, I've never traveled before. I have so many rejection. I was rejected to go to Namibia. I was rejected to go to Italy. But then when I first get my first breakthrough of traveling, I went to Germany. Since then, I've never been denied visa anymore. I remember the time I applied for the UK, it was supposed to be 2 weeks. We got it in 2 days. You understand? So, and then I went to the US also. So all of this country, went to France, went to all this place. So then they add to your points, is in value. Because as a first-time traveler, you are like an endangered species. So every embassy wants to knock you out. So what you want to do is use school school is very good as it's going to like give you as an early first-time traveler, school will help you to like break that deadlock. And then scholarship, apply for every schools have a scholarship, negotiate with them. And another thing is that don't go to a school that is don't go to Oxford. What do you need it for? Like, except you get a scholarship to go to Oxford, go to Oxford. I won't say that you don't go to Oxford, it's good, but it's still a school. So, but then go to a very affordable, cheap school in the UK because you still get the same 2 years anyway. Understand? So your mission is like you move out of the country first. And then as a tech person, it's even easier for you to come through masters in the UK. You understand, the tech guy. While you are working, one of my staff at work is undergraduate. He has started working with us while in school. He just graduated now 2 months ago and he has started working fully. So, and that's the advantage. So if you are here, I don't get remote job, I don't get everything, you will get it instantly because you are here. You understand? And then immediately you finish your job, you have 2 years to work. So I have a lot of people now that like sponsor themselves to the UK because even if you get a loan, when you work for 2 months, you pay you pay it back now. You understand? So, and that is the thing. But then what you want to do is that go for a very cheap school. And then for the school, if the school fees is 10,000, tell them if they can give you 20%, they will give you and tell them that they can split it for you so you can play small. And that's it, they'll do it. You understand? And then there are other scholarships you can apply for. But the danger of scholarship is this. Most of these scholarships you get, Commonwealth scholarships, Shevlin scholarship, you have to go back to Nigeria when you are done. So if you are willing to go back to Nigeria when you are done, apply for Shevlin or Commonwealth scholarship. But if you want to stay in the UK, I will advise you, get school scholarship, maybe 50% at max. So people can get 100% depending on the school. You understand? So, but most school will give you like 50%, 30%. But then the advantage is go to a very cheap school. I hope that helped. So
Thank
who
you,
next?
sir.
Okay, Joshua, go on.
Yeah, hello.
Yeah.
You hear me?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, thank you for this time. It's really sweet. I'm learning a whole lot. So I'm a software engineer. I'm a core backend software engineer. So my question is, going through all your experience, some of us are core into backend, but we want to venture into the business aspect of tech. And just like you said, everybody, tech is not all about coding.
Definitely.
From your experience, how will you advise someone like me who wants to go into the business aspect of it, considering the fact that you had a company you were running? What advice will you give? Okay, what should I focus on? What should I learn? And then what should I take into the market? That's my question.
So one thing about business is this: we are tech people. We are always. I'll give an example of one of this guy, Ben Howard. Ben Howard is an amazing software engineer. He's really good. In my early days when I was learning GraphQL, backend with JavaScript and Node, it was on his channel on YouTube I was learning. So this guy is a very brilliant young guy. So he's a YouTuber. So he teaches about code and everything. And then he just started this project because I can code and then code up this company and everything. And then after I have done all of this work, 3 months later, the company is full up. And that happens to us a lot about tech people because we know these tech things, but then we don't really know this solution that people want. We just assume in our head, in our room, that, okay, I can code SMS solution and people will use it. And then we just spend all our days coding away, and then we push to Google everything and all of those things, and we wait for customers to be rolling in and money coming. And it doesn't happen, and then we lose time, we lose money and everything. So now, what he also have learned is that you have to start from the people first. Everything that you are going to do, let it come from a problem first. A problem well-researched that knows that it solved people's problem. You understand? Well-researched problem that solved certain thing, and then go back to building. So that's the problem we have most time. We are very good at providing services. Like when I was doing tech job, I make more money from building solutions for people than from my own startup businesses that I want to build. Because most of the things I was building over the years, I think that are good for people to have because I can code and I built this company and nobody uses it. You understand? Until we did in Bailey, even in Bailey, we're like cracking the code of software and everything until we realized that the problem we're applying to solve is not really hard. You understand? We build a hub is nice, but it's not solving the problem we want. Then we have to start changing strategy. Then that's why I think when we start the coding school coding stuff, and that made a lot of impact. You understand? Because imagine if you have built an hub, who is going to use it? Because there's not a lot of people that can afford using hub learning coding in Nigeria then. But then when we're doing coding in school, that makes a lot of impact. Empower some people, we make some little things and stuff like that. So which really makes sense. So sometimes what I would advise is that as a software engineer, don't just build company or start startup just because you know how to code. Research the problem. Go to the community, look at what they really need, what solution they can solve, and then solve that for them. You understand? Even for me nowadays, I would advise that if you're a software engineer, you want to build something, build an API service. That's all. Or build software as a service. Because if you build software as a service, your cloud is not charging you except people use it. And when people use it, that means they are paying for it when they are using it. So that is the only thing I think that makes sense. Because if you don't have customers, you're not paying anything and then your resources are not being used. Because even at my workplace, that's what we do. I use all of my services now are cloud so that I only pay for the resources I use. You understand? So when you do cloud-based, even if you build a solution and nobody uses it, you know that you're not wasting resources on hosting cPanel that you have to be paying every year because it's cloud-based services, So, but aside from that, that is good for experimentation, right? But if you really want to build businesses, try and start from the people, problem first, and then move forward from that. Yeah. So, David Alade Shaye. Yep. Go on.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah, sure, David, we can hear you.
Okay, thank you for this great opportunity. I'm actually an entry level in this software programming of the thing. I actually intend on becoming a software engineer. And the first lesson I took, that was actually on LinkedIn Learning, where we're taught so many essentials of all these programming languages.
Yeah.
Okay, so C#, Python, and the rest. And we're told during those classes that you can actually venture into more of these, at least get some more knowledge on all these programming languages. Now, my question is, I took a class also that trying to know the best programming languages to go into and how to answer some interview questions. And during that class, the instructor was trying to tell us that taking too much of programming languages might actually limit your chances of getting a job. Okay, and during these Google Cloud associate cloud engineering that Google is actually doing now. Yeah. And when I actually took that course again, because as for now, I don't even know where I'm actually venturing into. So I also took that class, and during that class, we told that it is actually better for you to have so many knowledge of these programming languages or any of this. Maybe it is software or cloud engineering or AI or something like that. So my question now is that how, as an entry level, what kind of advice are you going to give to an entry level about knowing too much of programming languages or trying to focus on one aspect instead of knowing a lot in the tech space? Thank you.
Yeah, that's a very good question. I think this question will actually help a lot of people that are having doubts. Let me tell you something. The easiest thing to fall into in the tech space right now is what we call rapid hole. Like, this hole like this that you just like fall into and then you'll be rolling and rolling and rolling in there without an end. That is the easiest thing to fall into. And it happens to every beginners. I'm telling you, it happens to every beginners. because it's just like Ruby is here. Oh, Python is good. Then C# is here, and then Java is, and then Kotlin is new, and then this is that. I'm telling you, ever is not going to end. It's always going to be like that. But then you, as an individual, have to be someone that you need to be able to touch your brake. And I'm telling you, and this is the thing. You can take this to the bank. If you learn one programming language and you know it, and you can build stuff with it, and then you go to a company, they hire you and say that, oh, sorry, because of this and this, we are switching our programming language to this language now. I'm telling you, you are going to do better picking up that programming language than someone that have knowledge on some Java, some Python, some C#, from this, because it's very difficult. Yeah, there are polyglots, people that's like they write so many languages. But the thing is that, like, in every project, except you are doing microservices, even when you are doing microservices means that in a team, different people can be using different programming language to write different services. You understand? So this one is using Python, I'm using Java, I'm using this thing. But now even most companies are going away from that because it's very difficult to collaborate among teams. So imagine we are 3 people in the team. I'm using Java. You are using Python. Is using this thing. Now we have to do pair programming. So how will I help you? You are using Java, I'm using Python. And I'll be looking at you like, what are you saying? We can't communicate. So I want to do print something. You write Java 10 lines of code to print. I use Python 1 line to print. And you now write C# to do your own thing. I'm like, what is it? Now, because there won't be collaboration and communication within the team. So that's why most people right now, just like, okay, you have one knowledge of a language, working knowledge of it, and then some idea of some other one. Like for me now, for the past 2 years, I've been doing everything JavaScript, both backend and front end, and even on AWS. I use Node for cloud computing on Google Firebase. I use Node from front end. I use JavaScript. I use React for most of the things I'm doing. You understand? So, and that's it. Just React for everything. But then I still know Python, I know Ruby, you understand? So most of my time I do Django, I do Python, I do most of my experimental period learning technology. Those are things I build. But when I started even making a lot of money using tech, I'm not even using them at all. You understand? So the thing is that just take, even if with Python you want to learn Python, build product with it, and understand it. Then when you are going for a job, go for a Python job. But then gradually you can add JavaScript for it, because when you're building for the web, you still need JavaScript for your interaction and animation and things like that. But then if you want to like go to the core of JavaScript, you have to do Node and stuff like that for backend and things like that. So you don't need to know everything. Don't confuse yourself. Based on what I've shared before, just go and look at it. You sit yourself down. Where do you want to see yourself? Where do you want to put your mark on in tech? Is it mobile development? Is it front end? Is it back end? And decide what language do you think is cool. For me, if I want to select for you, if I want to impose on you, I'll say learn JavaScript. That's all.
JavaScript, yes.
That's all.
Okay, sure.
In JavaScript, you do React Native for front mobile, you do React for front end. There is Vue.js, there are Svelte. For backend, you have Nest.js, Express, Node. What do you want again? We have Fast API. Very, very amazing in this thing. For also machine learning, you have what they call it, TensorFlow for JavaScript, SDK, which is good. And then when you are doing cloud computing, JavaScript runs on the cloud. It runs everywhere. IoT, JavaScript runs everywhere. So I just say learn JavaScript. When you're good at JavaScript, you're fine. You get a job. Then you can just put a Python by the side just for scripting and stuff.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Yeah. Okay. Dragovic. Go on. Did I pronounce your name correctly? Sorry.
Yes, thank you very much. My name is Idris Babatunde.
Okay.
I'm one of your followers on LinkedIn, and I think my issue is a little bit related, but I think I've overcome the issue of rabbit Python because sometimes I was doing Python, then from there I went to ML. I built some projects like that. At least I built some projects, but later on I find out that in Nigeria, getting a machine learning job is somehow difficult. So I have to move back to web. So I've learned HTML, CSS, and but I have a feeling sometimes when I move on, I feel like I don't know what I've done before. Like
Yeah.
maybe I'm not sure of myself. Like I sometimes I still go back and review. So I think the thing is in dreaming and moving forward. Like
Let me tell you something. I'm not every day I go to work. I'm not sure of what I did yesterday.
That's the same issue I'm having. That's why
That's what I'm telling you. Like I have it every Monday. Like when I go to work on Monday, the code I write on Friday, I don't even know how I did it.
Yeah, I am thinking of how can I like as in overcome the issue because the thing is
you will never overcome it. I'm telling you. I'm just telling you point blank, like point blank right now. Like point blank right now. I'm just telling you, you will never overcome it. Not you, not me, not any other software engineering. And there are other experts in this place that will tell you the same thing. Like you will not overcome it. Open your code you write 2 months ago. You will not believe you are the one that wrote it. You'll be like, what did I do here? How do I even do console? What is this function doing? You will not. And that is why we comment our code. That's why we write documentation. We don't write documentation just for other people. We write for ourselves also because right now, I'm telling you, if I go to, I wrote the last 2 sprints we did, I did React Native. So the application I built, if I go back there right now, I'm still going to relearn everything I've done. I wrote the code myself. I'm definitely going to relearn it. And that is it. And it happens to me every Monday. So it's going to be like that. It's not going to go away. So, and that's what I'm saying in the beginning, that don't feel that you don't know.
No.
Sometimes like we have this like, maybe I don't know enough. Maybe I don't know enough. And that is what you are going to be in that state. And then we cut ourselves short. You see a job like, well, they're asking all these things, I don't know it. Forget about all of those things that they are asking. Just apply for the job. You understand? Apply for the job. And that's it. There are some companies that you go to their interview, they'll be giving you rubbish things to do. You understand? But the best thing, you want to escape yourself from rubbish interviews, build projects. So that when you go to interview, you discuss your project and not coding. You understand? Because it's not everybody that can code from, like even for me, when I'm coding an interview, I code rubbish. It happens. But then, can you explain your thought process? If I said that if you have 10 numbers in an arrays and you want to remove the last numbers in the arrays, how will you do it? Can you explain your thought process into it? So the most important thing in software engineering and getting your job is thought process. This is what I need to do. How will you do it? Okay, I need you to design this UI. What is your workflow? How do you solve problem? How do you break problem down into pieces? You understand? So I pay £15,000 to go to Flatiron School. The only thing they taught me there is problem solving. That's all. How do you break problems down and solve it? That is what software engineering is all about. Nothing. Forget about programming language. Programming language are just a tool. Because if a problem is not solved, you cannot even apply programming language to it.
Yes.
You understand? So that's the thing. So don't beat yourself up on that. You never have to grow it. It will always happen to you.
Thank you very much. I really appreciate that. Thank you.
Okay, so I have someone that asked about somebody say he's more confused, and I don't really like that. Amarachi, do you want to ask a question?
Yes.
Yeah, go on. I really feel bad. You feel that way. Sorry.
Yeah, when you were explaining, I saw AWS, I saw Azure, and I saw cloud computing.
Yeah.
So the previous person that asked question, told the person about JavaScript and Internet of Things. I was not looking for a way to link both, since JavaScript involves coding, and I've been hearing about cloud computing for a while now, and I was able to go through Microsoft Azure yesterday.
Okay.
I didn't say anything like coding there. I tried running my virtual machine and all that. I didn't say anything like coding there. So I was now wondering what's the relationship between the JavaScript and um,
Cloud
Microsoft.
computing.
Yes, cloud
Okay.
computing.
Yeah, okay, let me just break it down. So I think maybe this will help others also. So JavaScript is a programming language, right? And JavaScript run on different environments. So why I was telling him that he should learn JavaScript is because uh, if you look at multi-purpose programming languages like Python, Python can do a lot of things like AI, machine learning, robotics. You can do web, you can do APIs, you can do games. So Python is one of the most versatile programming language out there. Like they can learn Python and you can do anything. So why I'm saying that you should learn like JavaScript is because JavaScript even take it further from where Python stopped and can do more. So I'm saying that JavaScript can run on the cloud environment. So if you are a cloud engineer, you are the one that set up a container for a JavaScript engineer to set up his code. You understand? So you're not like, it's not as if you are going to write JavaScript. You understand? So I'm just saying that JavaScript can run on any environment, either web, either on the cloud. Like I use AWS API gateway with Node. So like our software, our cloud engineer will set up an API gateway for me, set up my IAM and everything, all the credentials. So I can just talk to it and write my code in JavaScript. So that is
Okay, so
exactly what
it's
I'm
just
trying.
like a collaboration.
Yeah, it's just like a collaboration. So now if you are in a software company, so you are going to be working with software engineers also. Like for instance now, if I did an instance of Node, I tell you, Amarachi, can you create an instance of Node for me? Because I'm working on this maybe functions that I need to create, and then you just go to the platform and provision it, and then give me my credentials, and then I can SSH into that and use it to host my code. You understand? So it depends on the workflow of organization. Sometimes some people, I'll just write my code and then just hand it over to you, and then you can deploy it as a cloud engineer. You understand? So as a cloud engineer, you don't need to like know how to code, but you just have to have idea of, because if you see a function, you see a class, you know that, okay, this should be run here, this should be here. So if I give you that website to host as a cloud engineer, you should know where the index is, what an index HTML is, what would be the URL paths, all of those things. So it's just for you to be able to like understand some of these nuances. You understand? And if there's something that is not clear, you can definitely ask the software engineer, okay, yeah. Or for this code you write, what are the libraries that you need? For instance, if I write a Node application and I use all these libraries for let's say I use Sharp for image conversion, I use this one for this. So I just need to be able to tell the cloud engineer that these are all the library that we use, and then you can install all those library in your container or in the cloud environment, and then you can make the code run. You understand? So don't be very dreadful about codes. Definitely, just like learn the basic understanding, and most of the time ask questions with your engineers about what their code is doing, what libraries are they using, so that you can use that to. So, and one thing about, I think another thing you like to do is, right now what people are doing is like they use code as a service, right? So they use Terraform, for instance. So you can use Terraform to write all your services code in YAML or something, and then you deploy that, and that code can, instead of you clicking around on Azure or AWS, those Terraform code will then automatically generate your code for you. So I use serverless, they call it serverless on this thing. So that's what we use on my phone. It works with AWS. So if I need a container, needs any services, I just define them in that like JSON file, and then push it, and immediately it will just put all the services that I need together and put them in one block. So it's not like code, they're like very friendly code that you can write, you know. So you can learn more about that, like Terraform and serverless. framework. Serverless framework is very, very good for software, for like cloud engineers. So, but you don't need to like write elaborate code, you understand? But at least you have to be able to understand. Maybe you are deploying a code for an engineer and this is not working as it should be. You can be able to tell them that, okay, this is not working as it should be. Does that help?
Very well, sir. Thank you very much, sir.
You're most welcome. So before I guess the other person, I want to answer a question for Ali Oceans. Asked about communication, product management. So project, if you say product management, it's more like project management also. So what I'll just say is that project management is something that is really on the rise right now. Even for me, I did a course on Udacity recently on project management because digital project management is rising. There's a lot of startup and everything is coming up and everything. So what I will advise for you is to do a course in a tech-based environment. You understand, like Udacity is a very good platform. Udacity is a very good platform. So, and I think they have some free courses on project management. So if you do a course with them, because Udacity is a tech environment, so they're going to teach you digital project management. So what digital product management, because it's actually different from other kind of product management that we do on with other businesses. So in the digital space, we have our own way of communicating, of our own way of doing things. So if you want to like work with technology people and help them build their product as a project manager, which is a very good thing, then I would advise that you take a course through Udacity. So, and it will go a long way to help. There are some free courses there. I think I'm definitely going to, after this session, I will share resources with everyone. So that I feel like some of the things I've talked about, I'm definitely going to share it. So must you learn to code as a product designer? No, not at all, not ever. You don't need to learn how to code as a product designer. Just be good with your Adobe Design, Figma, or if you are using Sketch, just or Photoshop, whatever, just do your design. Enjoy your design. You don't need to learn how to code at all. You don't need to learn how to code. So Olufua David, go on. I'll ask a question.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah, sure, I can hear you.
Yeah, good evening. Yeah, thank you for this great opportunity. I'm really glad you made this available to us for free. My question is, I have a degree, a Bachelor of Arts degree in German language.
Okay.
All right, and I developed this serious interest in tech,
Okay.
and I decided to go to a training institute here to study, to be trained on web development.
Okay.
So I'm currently learning some HTML, CSS, JavaScript, PHP, and co.
Yeah,
but when I just one of these days, I just decided to do a little survey about the kind of jobs available. And in most of the requirements, they say must have a background, a degree in a BSc degree in computer engineering and co. So I just want to know, like, what are my chances of getting a job for someone that does not even have a degree in a BSc degree? Thank you.
Okay, so the thing is this, a lot of organizations, they put these things in their requirements. What I want you guys to understand is this: most people that write job requirements for tech company are HR and agencies. They are not software engineers. You understand? So this is a conversation that we have a lot of time, like a lot of time among developers. When we see this thing, we just laugh. Like there is no correlation, because the truth is that software engineers are not the one doing hiring for themselves. You understand? So they're not software engineers. Most of them are just HR. So and it's because hiring for tech, this thing and everything is still new. So a lot of people don't even, they just copy what they have been using and just reuse it and everything. So forget about it. That's what I'm saying, that forget about there are a lot of things you need to like forget about. Don't even worry yourself about. There are some things I don't read when I'm trying to apply for a job. I just look at, okay, what do they need? What's the core of the job? Can I do it to some extent? Not that I'm even an expert in it. Can I provide something for this company? Or is the company that I care about? Or do I love what they are doing? And then I apply. And sometimes I can have a cover letter to like prove my case. So forget about what they put in background. They are written by people that don't even know anything about it. You understand? So don't worry about it.
I thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. You have very high chance, because the thing is that it's even better for you if you have a different kind of degree and you work in tech, because you are bringing diversity and a different kind of thinking to what they are doing. So most of my mates that come to Flight Iron School, my colleague, they are all people that have worked in different fields, and some of them got job easily because some of them, I have one now that is even a manager. He's just want to study software engineering. He has been in finance for a very long time as a marketing, finance, and things like that. Then he went to do software engineering. Then he now get a job in the fintech. He now become a manager. Can you imagine? Now he's the face of the company, talking to clients and everything. So that is how it is. That's the advantage technology gives to you. For instance, you are an accountant. You now go and learn software engineering. When you apply to a job in a fintech company, who would they employ? Accountants now, because they need your accounting and your software skill. You understand? So I think that's good. So do we have any other questions? I don't know, feel like going to 2 hours and 12 minutes. This is amazing.
I have a question, please.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay, now I'm a student of FUTA. I'm studying quantity surveying on my 400 level. I'm on IT, that's internship.
That's
but
good.
I started designing in 200 level because I don't like theoretical things.
Okay.
So the thing is, now I'm on IT and I'm on a site. I work Monday to Saturdays. The pay is very low. I'm on a site. Over 2 months now, I've not been able to touch my laptop because I do design. I started the course in product design before. I do basic designs, all these e-flyers, right, editing, cool. But now I've not been able to touch design. My major focus is, okay, I want to become a designer. I want to design. I want to solve problems. But because of my degree now, I have to fulfill my degree. Because this second semester, I have to get my logbook, fill it, and cool. I got a job before my IT. They said they'll be paying 180 for entry level as a designer. I did the interview, but when I was to resume, I've not finished my exam for first semester. So I just had to waive that alone. But now it's really telling on me, the pay is even less than minimum wage in Nigeria. They are paying me 25,000 naira. My transport is 35,000 naira a month. So the thing is, I don't know what to do exactly. I'm just stuck. Even design itself, I'm even doubting if I can still even design because 2 months now I've touched my laptop.
I understand. Let me just tell you a little thing about this thing. The truth is this, let me tell you, like there is time and place for everything. This is what happened to me. When I left secondary school and I started technology, it took me 5 years, 5 good years before I went back to school. And that is how crazy tech can be sometimes. You understand? Yeah, because I don't even have like the fund and everything for school then and everything. But then I fall in love in tech and I started like doing tech and everything. Found my money. I started making a lot of money like early enough and everything. Like not like big money like that, but then for my age at that time, like I'm comfortable, I could say. So, but then years after, the insecurity, okay, this one, I would say this for a laugh, but it's the truth. Like then, like there is no girl that want to date me because I'm a high school older. Most of my mates have graduated, like 5 years after secondary school, most of my mates have graduated. And then the way Nigerian is, like degree is the gateway to heaven in Nigeria. Like if you don't have a degree, you can't be anything in this world. That is, I'm just talking of in Nigeria in quote. And that is how it was. So, and it's still like that till today. It's not going away anytime soon. You understand? So I've seen a lot of people. I have seen young Nigerians that are making a lot of money as a degree and they're undergraduate, but because they're in software engineering and everything, and they are making money. You understand? So what I would advise you is this: do your quantity survey. Don't be under pressure. Like, don't be under any kind of pressure. Do your quantity surveyor, put the little time you need to your design once in a while, design. The job you can do it. The one you cannot do, leave it behind. The reason why I'm telling you this is this, so that you don't like break your bone like in two places. So anything you find your hand doing at that moment, commit to it and do it. You just need to finish your course, how many years? And then you have all your years ahead of you doing what you really love. You understand? But then you have a lot of people that still make that mistakes. They didn't get their degree right, and also they didn't even get the work that they think they're going to pay them. They didn't get it right. Then they lose both ways. You understand? So for me, it works for me because I was distracted for 5 years and I was able to make money and everything. And then I sent myself back to school. Then when I went to school, I finished with distinction because I have the money is there, and I have the focus. I even know what, because I studied computing, right? So I already know what I wanted from school and everything. So that helped me a lot. And what that were able to help me into other things like motoring. You understand? So focusing one thing or the other, like I won't say that you should, because you are in school already. I wasn't in school, so I was able to wait 5 years. So I won't say that we draw out of school and get job. And then in the future, when they want to do promotion in your place of work, they may pay you 180,000 naira now. But when they want to do promotion and they now bring your certificate out, they say you are a dropout, you don't have certificate, and then they will not promote you. And then you now be stuck, or you want to go back to school again. You understand? So we just need to be smart, get your degree out, because when you get your degree, getting the good scores also, because you can never tell, you need international opportunities also. You understand? So because you need international opportunities, you can get scholarship for masters and everything. And what you do in your degree doesn't matter. For your masters, you can go and do information technology or other things. You just need to be able to, you can even go and do designs in your masters and just prove to them that you can design and show them your portfolio, and then you can do your master abroad in design, what you really love. You understand? Hope that help you, right?
Yeah, thank you very much. I really appreciate that.
Yeah, so don't put yourself under pressure at all. Like this thing, there is so, like, the opportunity in tech is not going away. So because the future is now, is tech. For the next 20, 50 years, you guys are going to like enjoy it forever. So just like put those little time you can and be a better designer. You understand? I'm going to share some resources on design also. There's some guys that are really cool, feature designs. I don't know if you know them. Feature.
Yeah, please do.
Yeah, he's really good. I like him. Like, I like him a lot. He's really doing an amazing job. So just follow them. Keep in trend. If you cannot use your computer, just use your phone. Go to what they call it, Behance or Dribble. Inspire yourself with good design in head, like sketch once in a while if you can. You understand? So then when you have your hands on your computer, create your ideas. But finish your school, do it well. You understand? And then when you are done, and give your certificate to the parents that love it, and then go and do what you love. Okay?
Yeah, thank you very much.
Yep. So Emmanuel.
Okay. Good day. My question is this: I'm a computer science student at 200 level. So, and the way computer science is here, they just bombard you with theory and all. So I'm trying to start up a tech community where we have people from outside coming to teach us the skills, and I really don't have an idea on how to go about that and how to even get school support about it, and like change the school mentality about just theory and moving into more practicals.
Okay, so is that the question, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So what I'm going to say is this:
like, how can I shift
this? So what I'm going to say is this: don't change your school. You can't change your school. You understand? Just take your mind off like changing your school with whatever they're doing. Don't change your school. What you can change is you and your like-minded people. You understand? So because schools have curriculum, even in the UK, all over the world, they have their curriculum, dogma, and everything that they're going to follow. They don't want to change, they don't want to learn, just do the theories, things. And then what you want to do is want to do extra curriculum activities to be able to like bring like-minded people together to be able to do what? Learn practical things. When I was when I finished my secondary school then, during my years of doing tech, I started a community, they call it Young Developers Network. I started in Ilorin. This is in 2007, 2006. This is when tech community is not even a thing in Nigeria then. So I started it. I trained most undergraduate then from University of Ilorin, because I know computer science, they didn't teach them so much in school. So I bring them together every weekend or Fridays. We have a space that we use. We discuss new technologies. That time it was Ruby and PHP that was a thing then. So we do PHP, HTML, we discuss things, we share materials, we have conversations about technology and things like that. And I think that is cool. So you can do that. And the community that can help you, I would think we have, maybe after this, send me an email. I will introduce you. There is this community called Python Nigeria, which is amazing. They have amazing people there. I can add you to the Slack group. So you meet a lot of Nigerians, Python engineers, because while in tech community in Nigeria, Python community is the most, I would say, robust with community support and everything, because we have Django Con. My first travel out of Nigeria is scholarship from Python to Italy, Florence then. You understand? So which Python community is good. We have Django girls with a lot of resources to teach people girls how to code Django and things like that. So send me an email after this. I will send you some of those resources that you can use and connect with some other friends that are based in Nigeria. So that can support you guys. And if you still need like any kind of like technical support and anything, just email me. We'll do that. Okay.
Yeah, thank you very much.
All right. So somebody asked that how long does it take to learn front-end web development? Forever. So forever, like you're going to be learning it forever. So, but how long does it take for you to start building projects or building something? I'll say 6 months. Definitely 6 months. Like if you learn, like if you do like HTML, CSS for 3 months and you're able to like, because your HTML in 1 month, you actually finish HTML, but CSS will take some time, let's say 2 months, because CSS is really huge. You have to like practice a lot to get the grasp of it. So if you understand your HTML and CSS very well for 3 months, and then give JavaScript another 3 months. So maybe learn JavaScript basics for 1 month, build some projects, and then learn maybe React. I will advise you to learn React. Anyone that wants to go into front-end development, just learn React, because it's huge. The community is there. It pays a hell of money. You understand? So let's learn React. Yeah. Olumide, go on.
So good day. Hello, Peter. So I have like 2 questions I want to ask. The first one is I want to ask, due to like your experience, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Sure.
Okay. So how much importance does data structure and algorithm play into like maybe say getting a job or something, or like, because I said learning how to code like last year, but due to like a different job I had to take for like money and every other thing, I've not written coding like, let me say, it's 7 to 8 months now.
Okay.
And I just feel somehow, and I'm now thinking I'm trying to get back, but like it's a whole lot. I'm trying to build my portfolio and everything. So that's the first one, like how much importance does data structure and algorithm play? And the second one is, I don't know, I think I'm just really scared of like going back, because I just think I don't know anything again.
So it's part of what I said before, like every one of us, coding is not like, it's not like tailor. Like when you do tailoring, if you learn this time, like I always do it like that. But then if you go leave it for a long time, you can still get back to it and do it. But coding is not like that, because if you leave coding for 3 months, then a new library have been updated, a new function have come, a new patterns have come, something have changed. Like 1 year in coding is like 6 years in real life, if you guys understand. So I'm going to like, okay, I think someone have answered your question. Okay, good. Thank you for people that answered that question in the chat. That's very helpful. So what I'm trying to say is this, like, if you have left this thing for 2 months, 3 months, it's definitely, you're going to feel like you have everything in charge. But that's why I'm saying that your foundation as a software engineer needs to be valid. And what's the foundation? Problem solving. That's all. So if you understand problem solving, and that is where algorithm and data structure comes in place. Now, do you need to like master algorithm and data structure? No, you don't need to like master it, but you just need to understand how these little things works. If I need to categorize an object, when should I use an array? When should I use an array of array? When should I use an object? These are just simple problem, basic solutions to solve. What kind of data type should I use? You understand? All of these simple conversations, questions are the basic things that form this thing. So if I go to declare a variable, how do I know it's a number or a string or an array or something? So if you have the foundational knowledge of all these things, then even if you go out of coding for 6 months and you come back, you just know that, okay, what do I need to do to be on the speed? And I do it all the time. Like if I've not done Python for a long time now. So imagine there's a project that is coming, like, okay, we are going to do Python to do something. I just need to just like quickly, because I've been coding anyway. I just need to understand that, okay, how do you declare variable in Python? How do you declare an object? How do you pass a function? How do you do this thing? How do you loop? How do you do that? But I already know all of these basic things as a part of our data structure as a software engineer. Those are the basic tool belts that we use to solve problems. So, but then I just have to like, okay, in Python, how do you write a for loop? How many types of loops do you have in Python? You understand? How do you do a generator? How do you write a class? How do you do inheritance in Python? You understand? Because I know all of these things. So just let your basics be grounded. So for data structure, so many times as I am like this, if you give me a problem on, let's say, recursive problem, it will be very hard for me to just like solve it immediately. But then I know what recursive problem is. I know what I want to achieve. So you know that the recursive function is like, you have this big problem and then you want to like break it into this small chunk. And then you have to be able to have a repeated function that reduce, and get this output. And that is it. And then anytime I want to solve a problem, I can Google, I can try, how can I write recursive function to solve this? And then I can do it on paper and then find a solution out, you understand? But what I would advise is that learn all the algorithms that are already available, like sort, merge, sort, all of this graph and everything, understand them. You don't need to know them off in head, but just understand why and how they work. You understand? So, and a refresher course is something that you'll be doing forever. So don't feel like a fraud because you don't remember you have coded 6 months ago. Even by the time I resign my job, I take a 1 month break. Even by the time I resume my next job, I was like, maybe I don't even know how to code anymore. You understand? But then you get back to it gradually. So have some little resources that you have. MDN is there. You understand? And what do you call it again? Web. What do you call this? The web 360 or what? That is a web W3C that you can quickly Google for things and search for functions and how they work. You understand? So you always be learning and unlearning all the time. So it's not only you, it happens to the best of us. Okay, you're welcome. Just told me I can see you. Oh yeah, you should ask a question though. How's Mr. Lawal doing?
He's good.
Yeah, it's really great to have you here. It's really good.
Well done. Great job you are doing there.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you. So, I've not asked any question. Babajide, you're not asking any question. What do you say? Hello. I'm not sure he's there. Okay. Is there any other question? AI are not threats to your job. There are a lot of people that are like saying that AI are going to like send software engineering out of is. We still need people to code AI anyway. Yeah, at a point that will be like AI will help us to write like repetitive codes. You understand? But there's the point for innovation and human intervention, right? Where you definitely going to need human beings to impute it. So don't worry about AI. By the time AI takes our job, that will be what we call minimum wages for everybody in the world. So government will take care of us, don't worry. But it's not happening anytime soon, definitely. AI is not a threat to us. Abiodun, do you have any questions? You should ask a question. I think we should be rounding up about now. Hello, Abiodun. Yeah, so is there any other question I missed here? Okay, I think they're mostly answered. Okay, I think we answered most of this question. This is good. So is that it? Do we have any other question before we call it in evening? Hello, Abiodun.
Hello.
Yeah, I'm
Hello.
How do you? Okay.
I've been trying to do like two things at the same time. You know, I'm at work and I'm just trying to get myself in. So,
yeah.
Sorry, I've not been fully, but I've been following you guys, and I won't mind also having a link to the recording section.
Yeah, definitely. So, yeah, I'm going to. Yeah, I'm going to publish this on a private YouTube live channel. So I'll share the link with everyone. Definitely, if you want to like go back to like.
Okay. You can also share your LinkedIn page.
Yeah.
Link.
Yeah. I'll share it in the email so that everyone will get it.
All right.
Yeah. That will help. It's okay. So, do you have anyone that wants to like give any kind of feedback? I think we're rounding up now. If you have any kind of feedback, contribution, whatever you want to say, I think it will be helpful. You can just like raise your hand and then we can unmute you. Hello. Are you guys shy? Who is shy?
Okay, for me, I really want to appreciate you for this. That would be medium, or yeah, because that has been bothering me for over 2 months now. But I really want to appreciate it. Yeah, let me just focus on my studies, graduate, then put my head into design. But majorly, what I've
Hello.
Hello, are you with me?
Yeah, we are with you now. Yeah.
We work together, we volunteer together for Google developers in school. So
yeah.
they have gone for so that's why I was just a bit pressured.
Don't worry, don't be pressured. Don't be at all. So just like because your score is definitely going to be an advantage for you. Just do it and then just follow those instructions and idea I gave to you. It will work. You'll appreciate it in the end.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Yeah, no problem. Yeah, Jerry, go ahead.
Yeah, good evening, Peter. I asked a question earlier about front-end development. So,
okay.
There are so many platforms online, so many tools to learn using. That's one is supposed to use to learn. So I want to ask: is there a specific one you can recommend where one can learn that is relatively not so expensive, or are there scholarship programs where one can apply to learn? Because I've been scouting the internet. I know there are so many online, but sometimes the tools sometimes the prices are really high, sometimes they're just a number of them. So is there a specific one you can use that you can recommend where one can start?
For me, I try to tell people is that as much as possible so that maybe you have exhausted all the free options you could get. So before you start like trying to like maybe I'm trying to like pay for this thing or not. So what I would recommend for you is actually Free Code Camp front-end platform. It's free and then it's very, very valuable. Like they have a lot of resources that you can learn from. You can learn React, they have Redux, all these things, and they are really free. So, and then, but I won't like, at the end of the day, they will be like the same thing because you can use Free Code Camp to learn front end and get your first job. And then from there, when you start earning salary, you can then pay for more expensive courses. So I remember then when I did my own React Nano degree at Audacity. So it was like, is it 500,000 that I paid? So it's 2017. So it's really expensive. So I think, yeah. So it was really expensive. But then like what you're going to gain, like everything available on this link I shared with you here with everyone. So Free Code Camp is actually good, even for if you're an absolute beginner. They have everything resources from beginners to intermediate, and they are structured, and they even have projects for you to build. So that's why I personally recommend Free Code Camp for anyone that wants to start learning how to code. Even I have a YouTube series I used to do on Free Code Camp to just like do a video explanation of their content because it's just too good. So, but I stopped for some time. Maybe I'm going to continue doing it recently so that not just about reading, you can have explanation video that explains some of these concepts that they are teaching you. So yeah, use Free Code Camp. It's free and it's good.
All right, thank you.
Okay, so yep, so yeah, I think that's it. Thanks everyone for coming. I really appreciate. I think I need to yeah, I really appreciate every one of you. So going to share the recordings with everyone, and then you could, if you have any questions, just feel very free